that little part. I did. He turned off the camera, but the audio was still running, and he went off about blowing a dude and bashed her after that. He disappeared immediately off YouTube. That was about the same timing, wasn't it? Be Back says Manners seemed to escape PV when he visited Taco Bell restaurant. Yeah, I remember that too. Chico says true. I never knew what she's
When he
seen in
visited
that
Taco.
dirt bag, but whatever. I don't know either. Ren was a total fucking loser, man. Do you realize what Ren looked like when he first came to the Philippines, which is prior? He looked like a college preppy. He had short hair, no beard, but he wanted to look tough when he got here. Henceforth, he started growing a beard, wearing a LA Raiders cap, and he was basically practicing his cosplay. And Ren was very heavily involved in cosplays to dress up in generals' uniforms, and he probably does that with his girlfriend, or at the time girlfriend. How they have their sex, probably to probably the only way he could do it was like you remember George on Seinfeld. There was an episode. The only way he could screw his girlfriend, he had to grab this sandwich that he hid in a drawer. He'd go under the covers. He had to eat that sandwich in order to, kind of get going. Well, I think Ren was so involved with cosplay. We're talking big time. Yeah, the model airplane collection. Oh yeah, He looked like a complete square. Pontus says I even think Dave Phelps ran off when it looked like let's see, when it was found that he diddled someone or another. Well, you know, whatever happened happened. There was a lawyer involved. I can tell you that. That's all I can tell you about that. And it's the only place I'm going to go with that either. Something wasn't right. I can tell you that. When lawyers got involved regarding somebody in the family, that's all I can say about that. And we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. You remember that? Oh, you remember that episode with George? Yeah. And there was another episode, some sexual thing going on with George too, of what he had to do. I don't remember that one. I'm trying to think of that one. I gotta see more. I gotta find. I don't have the kind of TV that gets all these shows. I could try to see if I could find Seinfeld episodes. I don't think I have it on Netflix, and I don't know if they have it on YouTube or not. I'm not sure. He had a clean cut Sentai 7. I've seen pictures of him. He went all the way to Russia to meet this gal, and that didn't work out. He went all the way to Russia, and this chick was, as he said, she was like anorexic or something. She was anorexic. I'm serious. She was actually anorexic. Oh, I know a little about that because I used to date a doctor's daughter over in Seattle who was actually bulimic. Had bulimia. A little different from anorexia, but same concept. He had a Russian thing. Remember the Russian thing? Oh God, there's so many stories to tell on YouTube through the years. I tell you what, it would make for good reading if somebody was actually able to index this and somehow. I mean, I don't think anybody would believe what they hear if they read the book. It has to. I've said it before. It's got to be pure fiction. I mean, who would ever believe the goings on in just this community on YouTube? I can't stand even looking at anymore. I'll be real open, honest about it. Is Tim K. I can't stand looking at that guy. Oh, of course, he came on with the guy, which was old history by that time, talking about the young guy who got abducted over in Mindanao. And, he acts, I mean, he's an intelligent guy, don't get me wrong. See, I tell it like it is. You think I'm going to say something totally bad about him. No, Tim, well, he went to college, he went to, he has some college in. He had, he has intelligence. He does have intelligence. He does have a lot of intelligence. But it's his whole character just kind of negates any intellect that he supposedly has. And I don't know what happened with the local people he got in trouble with. Did he pay them off or something happened with that? Yeah, something like that. My screen seems to be a little darker. At least your lettering on here on the messages. Maybe my power is going down on the phone. I've been on here long enough, haven't I? Over about a little over an hour. Ponta says, whatever happened to that guy who would film Fuente Circle every single Kristen Sabu? Now that's a mystery. Yes, Kristen Sabu. His wife was some kind of a registered nurse. And I don't know what he did for a living in the States. I think he was on a disability. And I think it was emotional or mental or something. I don't think it was like, physiology. I don't. He was notorious, I heard on Discord. Total different character than he was on YouTube. He was a friendly little gerbil that went around Fuente Square. Hi, Marianne from Newark, New Jersey. Giving the shout outs to anybody. And boy, I'll tell you, they were coming in on his show. You couldn't even read the comments. It was like a ticker tape. I mean, it was like the comments were flowing. You couldn't even read them. Chris, he got really, really popular, man. Now, he had moved over to those condos him and his wife bought, which is far away from Fuente Circle. And he would occasionally, rarity, come back to Fuente Circle when he was in the area. And the last thing he started doing was weird, man. I seen maybe one of his last or next to last shows where all he was doing was pointing the camera out the window like he was doing over there, but he wasn't talking. He just had music playing. He wasn't even talking. It was really some bizarro stuff. I don't know. And I must admit, because I followed Chris, I'm very curious about what the hell happened to him. Nobody seems to know. Nobody. Nobody seems to know. I don't know who he was close to. He kept pretty private. What time is it there?
Huh?
What time is it?
So early,
Oh, I know it's early. Angles.
7:45.
I used to watch Chris, not all the time, but I did generally watch him. And there was even one time I've seen Chris on the street when I was walking down. Well, he was on the other side of the street. And I was with Gilda at the time, but I didn't stop to say hello to him or anything like that. You know. He wasn't really a small guy. I mean, well, I don't know what you want to call small. He was probably over 5'8", and that's, it's a respectable height. It actually is. Chris was not like 5'4", 5'3" like Bummer. Chris actually, he was a decent height, around 5'8" or above, my understanding. And he used to talk about his girlfriend. Which one is that? That is
Circus.
Montaluke. Take that. Yeah, his wife was a registered nurse. That's all I know. And I remember a statement that he made on there when a viewer asked him, "How do you make your money out there? What are you living on? You're not retired, obviously." And Chris has showed his face many times on camera, but lots of times. But his answer to that was basically not giving a lot of information, but saying something. And he said that, well, he's got something going. He doesn't have to worry about that for a while. That's what he said. Now, I don't know, his wife was supporting him, or there's theories about a breakup of the relationship, or that he died or something. I mean, we don't know. We don't know. And inquiring minds need to know. And some people just don't give a shit either way. He wasn't the most innocent guy, so I really don't give a shit. But it's more of a morbid, curiosity, because when somebody disappears like that, who's been part of the landscape of the YouTube genre for such a long time, that of course you get curious about that. How could you not? Nothing else was on. He'd find Chris and Sabu doing a live. And boy, did he have people tuning into him in his heyday. Because a lot of people missed Sabu. A lot of his viewers were from out of town, out of the country. And they know about Fuente Circle because they walked it, they've been there. And it would bring them back, reminiscing about being in the Philippines and over in Cebu. And Chris, what he did was he filled that void for these people. That's what he did. Pontiff says, whatever. Oh, yeah. Well, we answered that. We're talking about him now. He filled in a certain void, but he also filled in a void with a lot of us who might have been having a really boring day or something going on. Chris came on his show at times that was very conducive to certain people according to where they lived. And, Chris would be very careful about the sun. I mean, he was very cautious about the weather. If it was going to rain hard, he'd feel, I got to get back. I mean, there's something going on with this guy. I don't know. Something was going on with him. I have no idea. Something just wasn't right. Like most people on YouTube, there's something not right with anybody on here. There's something not right with me to even be on here. But something with Chris. Because he had two personalities very distinct from the other. He did. Because I heard about his little rants and ramps and all that shit on Discord. He was as bad as the worst trolls on YouTube. In fact, he was up with the worst trolls on the things he tried to do very secretly to people. See, a lot of stuff you guys just don't really know. Anyway, I got to get off this thing anyway. Anyway, from the information I got, at least current from my attorney, is that it's a total lie that he don't have a lawyer representing him. That's the word I got. That's the word of the night. Another fucking lie, but I'll find out on my own. Oh, I'll be there. And he'll be there. Oh, he'll be there. Otherwise, he's just afraid of having to hear my girlfriend be witness. He's afraid of what's going to happen during that time regarding his outburst in court the last time. That's why he don't want to go to court. But if he is represented, the guy's going to tell him, no, you got to come to court. And he swear, I ain't going to court. I don't have to go to court. You can't make me go to court. I'm not interested in court. He wants to go free, right? He wants to marry his girlfriend, the whole fucking scenario, man. I don't need to go to court. I don't need to be near that idiot. Boy, what is wrong with this guy? I don't know, man, but whatever it is, one thing I could say is that it's pretty goddamn serious, man. The boy's got some problems, I could say that, with no legal intervention. The guy's got some serious ass problems. Damn. I don't know, I can't answer what they are, except the obvious. So you got to come up with your own conclusions and don't try to take words out of my mouth. No, sir. I got my own ideas about what's wrong with the man, but I'm not going to discuss it on here. You see, I've been around people like him before, but not as bad as him. But I've been around. And I have, actually. Still alive, still breathing. I met all kinds of people in my life. And trust me, I met some real winners. So I say real losers. when you get to be a senior, like I am, you you've met a lot of different kinds of people. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I guess you guys are burned out on talking, but that's a good timing for me because I got to get off this thing. Anyway, looks like he's caught in another lie, as far as I can tell. I talked to my attorney. He said, my understanding is that he's still represented, so I'll kind of go with my attorney says. I guess he would know, right? I don't know, man. We'll see. Nah, he's got to go to court. He knows it. He's not going to not show up. And if he doesn't even show up on Zoom, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. You got to have a damn good reason not to show up at your own trial. You have a damn good reason. If it's medical, you have to prove it prior. You're going to have to get some doctor's statements or something. You can't just not go to court. That's the bottom line. You cannot just not go to court. I don't care if he comes or not. It's no sweat off my fucking head. Don't show up. I don't give a shit. And by the way, if you do, you will be ordered to wear handcuffs. I'm just letting you know.
All right, there you go, folks. You cannot. You cannot. You have to go to court. You have to go to court. Well, I have a question. Aloe, you went to court. Remember? Remember, Aloe, when you went to court in Hawaii? That was awesome, Aloe, when you went to court in Hawaii. Oh, and you wanted to settle for $10,000, Aloe. Look, guys, I got my first cup of coffee of the morning. I sit down, I take a look, and I see Dipshit is live. Frank, time to change your tampon. So, guys, you know, so Aloe, if you want to do a show Sunday night, let me know. There's plenty to talk about. It should upset. It should upset quite a few people. What else is on the docket? We got the oh yeah, we got the Locked Up Abroad Christmas special coming up. Oh man, I will let you know. Not sure if I am home, but the time is a good old live stream. Lots to talk about. Popeye. Yeah, just send me an email, bro. If you can do, you can do. If you can't, you can't. It is what it is, you know. No, no biggie. And so we got the Locked Up Abroad special. I might even do a Halloween special for you guys. What if not this time, then next week? Yeah, sounds great. Sounds great. Sounds good. And so as you can see, he went through a litany of people. He went through Dave Phelps. He went through French Fry 7, Kristen Sabu. It sounds like he's walking down memory lane. And, you know, everybody else has to go to court but him. Okay? Everybody else has to pay what they owe but him. He owes 60 grand. He doesn't have to pay that. He's special. But it is what it is, guys. So, time for me to rock and roll. Thanks for coming in. If he goes live again late this afternoon, I'm around. I'll do another simulcast. Uh, and, you know, we'll keep these up here for posterity. So, everybody, have a good morning, have a good evening, and thanks for coming in. This is Popeye One. I'm out of here, guys.